Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, September 10, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. You want to make sure that you're in a comfortable position, no outside distraction, relaxed into your body, still as a statue, focused on your breath rising and falling. All of us have the ability to feel special, loved, and appreciated. It all depends on the degree that we open up, drop our doubts, and relax into it. Embrace it. Once that happens, you shift your vibration and you become a better receptor for love from the universe. Think of yourself as a huge, super powerful receiver and sender. So you're receiving, you're sending, and you're receiving. And this is what we are. Omnipotently powerful, supreme manifesting abundant beings that never die. And while we're in these bodies, the body becomes a super manifesting beacon. Now this means we draw upon all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. So there are no limits. There are no conditions. There's no predetermined structure. It is open. No ceiling. And interestingly enough, all of us are outfitted with this. So you imagine you go through life, right? We all have lives, and then we leave them, without really, truly knowing that power. Isn't that amazing? And we live an alternate timeline life. This is what we do. We shift into an alternative, an alternate timeline, so to speak, where we live an entirely separate life from what we came here to experience. Completely different. Way different than what we came here to experience. Now, you're plugged in, we're all plugged in, to this omnipotently powerful source of pure conscious energy. Now, it's in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. It's ever expanding, ever growing, ever concentrating, ever knowing. Beyond consciousness. Beyond supreme consciousness. So you learn to plug, while you're in the body, you learn to discover a few things. That you're not the body, your name, or anything, that you're the God within the body, the pure consciousness, the God, the kingdom of God, the heaven, however you want to label it or present it to yourself. Now, most of us, in fact all of us, we do not discover that. So, we experience an alternate life. We shift over to an alternate life because we have not discovered who and what we are. We have not discovered that we are gods within the body without hesitation, without doubt. We have not discovered that our true nature and state of being is heart-minded in the now. So we shift to an alternate life. which is connected to ego mind, which most are oblivious to, as far as that it's controlling them, directing them, influencing them, their thoughts and everything. And we suffer in that life. Now, our intention is to live in the beginning, right? Before we come into the body and decide we want to incarnate. Our intention is to enjoy life. Learn, experience. It's this big playground for us. We come down here in this big playground and we forget. So we start from scratch every single time. Few exceptions. Now, doesn't it make sense that you discover who and what you are? You master the ego mind. You master your thoughts. You practice being in the now every moment and every chance you have. You practice being in heart-mindedness. You also practice leaving the ego mind alone. Leaving it alone. This is the only way you'll master it. You can turn the ego mind into a tool for you through heart-mindedness. Okay? You see, that's where it will basically take a back seat, put its feet up, relax, and realize it's found peace within, and it's gone. Then, from those discoveries and from that embrace, we begin to live the life that we came here to live. Not pain and suffering, not disappointment, not hatred, not manipulation, not greed, none of that. That's all ego mind. We came here to enjoy our lives. And of course, we know that we create our lives, right? So we would knowingly, consciously, create events that we would like to experience. Period. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean that, we would pick things and they would manifest and then, I probably shouldn't have manifested this. This is how we'll experience and learn. Okay? So is it different from the alternative life? Yeah, a lot. Okay? But we still have the surprise, an element of surprise, in what we manifest as far as what we choose to experience in our lives. Our natural state of being lives. Not our unnatural state of being, as I said yesterday. So we have this opportunity. And here's where it begins. When you come in to that baby body, you do not remember a thing. It's like you're total blank completely. You have no clue. So you really do start from scratch. And it's an open vessel, and all of these people, events, circumstances, and everything, they fill you with information. And since you have no reference point, you take it all in. And it comes from all directions. Now, all those beings, all those people who fill you full of that, were done, the same thing occurred with them. And so on, so on, so on, so on, so on. Now, the information that you're filled with is, let's say, not clear, not truth. But it's not like all those people lied because they believed what they were filled with. And then they follow that direction, which is ego mind, an ego-minded life, an unnatural state of being life. Okay? And we become conditioned, so we accept that subconsciously. We accept that life as our natural state of being. And when we truly comprehend that each one of us is the greatest gift in this universe. Each one of us is the greatest gift in this universe. Now, some would say, well, we just waste lifetime after lifetime. No, we don't waste it. We experience it. We have recollection of it for a period of time, and then we lose that recollection. Why is that truly the way? Well, okay, so we get zapped coming, we get zapped, a very strong electrical charge hits us, as the gods that we are, and it wipes our recall. But if you know who and what you are deep within, it will not eliminate that recall. You will have that recall. See? So it begins at the very beginning of that cycle that you're in that body. So whoever teaches that child is going to be, whatever information that is given that child is going to be crucial to that child. Right now, what are we teaching? The same thing, because it's all we know. We're teaching the same thing. What about ourselves? Are we teaching the same thing to ourselves? Yes, in many ways, and in many ways not. Now, in order for the civilization to open its eyes, see, hear, feel, taste, natural state of being, the truth and not deception, then they become aware. Not judgmental, that's ego mind. But they become aware of certain happenings, certain movements. They also become aware that the majority, let's just say that 99.9% of the information that is being put out to them is false, fake, phony. They comprehend that. They don't get miffed about it or irritated or stressed, but they comprehend that. Where is the truth? The truth is within you, the God that you are. You commune with the God to surface all kinds of truths. The God is all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever. So you, the God, are plugged in to this vast, endless ocean of information. It's endless. It's always growing and being added to. Why is that? How can that be? All of us gods inhabit all forms of bodies. It's not necessarily always human, humanoid. There's many forms that we can inhabit and experience. Planets, suns, all kinds of different bodies that we create collectively so that we can experience it. Makes sense, right? And that's what we're about anyway. But to come to a planet and always lose your memory and recall of the life that you have experienced, and to have this happen over and over and over and over again, endlessly, incessantly, isn't what we came here to do. You imagine that you leave a life, but you know who and what you are. Implicitly so. There's no doubt whatsoever, not even a smidgen of a doubt, a hair of a doubt. So you leave the body, and then you move on. Right? You also know that you're faced with a matrix, a holographic imaging universe. So you know that all the things that you encounter that they call the other side are not real. Okay? They're not real. So then you realize that, okay, so there must be layers in this universe of awareness. Well, that's exactly right. There are layers of awareness. So you say, where do I go from here? This is comprehending the fact that you know who and what you are. Because you say to yourself, where do I go from here? You're footloose, fancy-free. You go anywhere you want to go. But this mystique that's been situated in this quadrant of the galaxy, in this solar system, in this planet, is not real. So how do you contain many gods endlessly? You put up a false arena. You put up a false awareness. You implement false things. Now, it's real easy because the gods have no memory. The memory's been wiped. They have no recall. So every time is a first time. Isn't that wild? Every time you incarnate is a first time. Some of you remember the movie Groundhog Day, right? Where the actor would wake up and it'd be the same day every day. Nothing would change. The same day every day. And he lived this day over and over again. He did all kinds of things. Tried to off himself and everything. He'd wake up the next morning in bed, the bread and breakfast, alive. That's what this is like. When we incarnate, we have no memory. When we leave, we have no memory. Isn't that wild? Then we get to the so-called other side, and then we review everything. Does that make any sense? And we review it all. And then everybody is carrying physical form. All the people that we remembered that we see that are relatives and from other lifetimes, pets, everything. All there smiling, hugging. Does that make any sense? You don't take the physical body with you. It's an illusion. Highly advanced. And it's generated holographically. We have to know these things, say, while we're in these bodies, so that we can discover who and what we are. If we don't know them, then this repetitiveness continues over and over and over and over again. Does it make sense that this might have been set up as a challenge for us? That we implemented it? As gods? Sometimes you do things that you believe that you can accomplish. It's like you're hungry, you order a bunch of food, and your eyes are bigger than your stomach. You realize you can't eat that much, even though you're really hungry. It's the same with everything with us. Sometimes we'll do things and take things on, and just like when you're really hungry and your eyes are bigger than your stomach, that's very true. It's the same with all kinds of stuff. Well, maybe I shouldn't have taken this on, or maybe I shouldn't have done this. Now, all that is doubt from the ego mind. There isn't anything that we bring into our lives that we cannot experience, nurture, embrace, and then surrender it. It's just the doubt. It's the doubt that plays the havoc with us. We become doubtful in many different things. We become doubtful in our lives. We become doubtful in our relationships. We are doubtful about everything. And sometimes just a tad, just a little sliver. Other times, big time. And that's also connected to the confidence, faith, and trust that we have in ourselves and this universe. When you begin to connect the dots, this is when the energetic frequencies shift. and your frequency increases. And you sense that, and you embrace it. So you would like to have that on a continual basis. So what you do is that you begin to shift your vibrational frequency to higher levels. Loving oneself deeply, eternally, being kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times, like I say, being in the highest of the deepest eternal gratitude and deep eternal love with oneself. I mean, it is absolutely, here's where you tap into bliss. Joy, happiness. Not the alternative or the alternate life, which is ego mind, bliss, happiness, and joy. That's very short-lived. It's not permanent. You and the God that you are in that body is permanent joy, happiness, bliss, deep eternal love, gratitude. It's permanent there. It's what you're made up of. Isn't that crazy? And yet we slip into an alternate life. Now, do we do that on purpose? Heck no, we don't do it on purpose. Do we do it knowingly? No, we don't do it knowingly. We do it unconsciously. And after all, we have been trained, right, to believe that alternate life is our natural state of being. Isn't that wild? When all along it isn't. It's far from being our natural state of being. It's crazy. It's like somebody says to you, you see that jet plane over there, go fly it. What would you say? Well, I don't know how to fly that plane. I'm not going to get into the cockpit and fly it. I don't know how. Even though that plane would be your natural state of being, you wouldn't know how to fly it. It's the same with all of us leading alternative lives. We are manipulated and moved into those lives over and over and over again. Do you see the redundancy? Does it make any sense, really? Does it really make any sense? No. Is there anything authentic about it? No. What does it do? Well, it keeps us from discovering that we are gods in the body. That's what it does. It keeps us from discovering that we are gods. And that's wild. But me just sharing this with you opens up many avenues to embrace. Your natural state of being is total bliss, joy, happiness, okay? And through that you learn and you experience. Now, what we've been learning and experiencing for a very long time are the lower frequencies. Yeah, there are some high frequencies in there mixed in to keep us in it. But compared to our natural state and our rightful path life, there's no reference comparison of it. Pain, suffering, anguish, sorrow, right? A planet filled with what? Greed, manipulation, dishonesty. Think about it. Emulating and hovering around what? Something called money that was invented but has no value. Isn't that a riot? That's what drives it all. Power, control, manipulation, greed. That's all ego mind. That's the alternate life. And because we're gods in these bodies, even though we don't know it fully, completely, we're enticed with the idea of experiencing all these things in these low frequencies. But now it's shifted so much that we are beginning to say, okay, I want to experience my natural state of being. Life, okay? And I want to enjoy that life, and I want to be the master and commander of that life, not to control it all the time, but to know it and to embrace it. So pain and suffering, which is a norm, and the lives that are alternative lives, cycles, is the norm. So we embrace that, and it goes with it. Doesn't it make sense that we choose to do the opposite? Our natural state of being life, which is joy, bliss, prosperity, abundance, all of that is what we are. It's not something you get, it's what you are. You're the God, and all of that goes with the God. The whole package, the whole enchilada. You are God, all of that comes with that God. You don't go and seek it. You don't find it out there. It is never out there. It never has been out there. All that does is it exhausts us in this life, in the alternative life. It exhausts us. This is why you see so many people disheveled and tired and burnt and frustrated and angry, okay? Because they've been burning up all this energy lifetime after lifetime looking for all the things that they are. Isn't that crazy? I join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still as a statue, relaxed into your body, focused on your breath rising and falling. Surrender everything to awareness. Awareness is the seed of divinity and godliness, glowing within each and every one of us. When this awareness blossoms, your highest destiny unfolds effortlessly. Through meditation, awareness deepens, and our actions become less hurried and urgent. Instead of pushing life's river, we flow with grace and ease. See if you can move through today with this effortless state of pure awareness. Find the flow with life's natural rhythm and glow. Notice how every word you speak, every action you take, and even your silence all radiate a profound beauty when you are deep in awareness. This luminous energy shines through the smallest gestures that you do. It could be a gentle smile, a slow hand movement, or simple gazing into the infinite blue sky. Your power is found in the silence between your words. There's a sweet sacred music carried out of your deepest silence, which feels like the pure frequency of God. It is so simple and soft, this pure awareness. It is the doorway to knowing life. This is the greatest celebration that there is. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. And we'll return here tonight with the Time for Change call after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to unravel this mystique of the financial reset on the planet. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on within you or outside of you. Open your heart, allow the magic to flow in